The Cobourg station, currently owned and used by Via Rail, was built in 1911 by the Grand Trunk Railway and has operated in its original state for the last 100 years. In 1993, the station was designated under the Heritage Railway Stations Act and restored to its present condition. Nowadays, the station is used by many passengers, including more than 100 daily commuters to and from Toronto. In September 2009, Via Rail announced that they were going to build a new station in Cobourg. In that announcement, Via Rail stated that the existing station was inadequate. The town of Cobourg, the Architectural Conservancy of Ontario, or ACO Cobourg branch, and others objected to the proposal, arguing that the current station works perfectly well and is underutilized. In November 2010, Via Rail made an announcement to the media that the existing station will be retained and that a bridge would be built to the new additional platform. Via Rail provided two artists' impressions of the proposed bridge. The ACO and others have contacted Via Rail for further details, such as a site plan, floor plans, and elevations. In early December, Via wrote that they have not as yet designed the bridge. We understand that the Mayor has also recently asked for similar information, and the Cobourg Heritage Committee is keeping the Via station on its agenda as unfinished business. Based on the limited information available, this computer 3D model has been developed to facilitate understanding of Via's proposals. This slide and the next one were created as comparisons with the images released by Via. The model is more diagrammatic than the Via images indicate, since this is clearly a work in progress rather than a final design. The method used is the same as has been used for the downtown model and various development proposals within Cobourg. However, Via's pictures show only half the story, as they only show a structure leading up to a bridge. As they say, what goes up must come down. Again, on assumption that the building shown by Via is not over large for its purpose, then the other side of the bridge is probably of the same magnitude. The bridge has to be high enough to provide a minimum clearance of 27 feet under it, so that freight cars with stacked containers can travel under the bridge. The 3D model and a 3D model of our existing station have been superimposed on aerial photography to illustrate the comparative sizes and the impact on the station parking area. It looks as though about 25% of the parking to the east of George would have to go. There are three major implications for the traveling public: having to go from one building to another to access the new platform, significant reduction of parking available, plus possibly limited area for taxis and waiting cars, having to go up 2 stories and then down again to get the train. From a heritage point of view, Via's proposal retains the existing station, but overwhelms it. The design should comply with the Parks Canada Heritage Guidelines, which refer to alterations and additions to listed buildings and developments adjacent to listed buildings. Via has written that the proposed new building will be about 35 feet high. By not providing all-weather accessibility from our station to the new platform, that is, physically connecting the two, Via has in effect tied Parks Canada's hands over a proper heritage review. It is a case of meeting the letter of the law, but not its intent. Of note is the paragraph in the Heritage Canada Statement of Significance, which addresses the importance of the station's site and setting. I quote, "The station retains its relationship to its site, including the adjacent tracks and sidings and the associated adjacent area of industrial and residential development. The building is prominently located and is considered locally significant. There is, we understand, a full basement under the existing station. Therefore, would it not be possible to install a stair, elevator, and maybe an escalator down to that basement level to lead into a subway under the tracks? All the work required would be at the east, unused end of the station, with no or little impact on the continuing operation of train service. The subway need only to be in the order of 12 or 13 feet below grade, half the level change required by a bridge. This proposal would utilize our existing station to its fullest, yet leave the station and its parking lot as is. The new platform could have a simple single-story building on it that can be designed as a sympathetic but 21st century structure that does not detract and overwhelm our heritage station. We don't think that there is a need to tell the honourable members of Council that heritage is an important part of the fabric and community of Cobourg. The Grand Trunk Railway Station is a pivotal part of that heritage, a connection that has been lost in so many other communities. Occasionally, Council has to take steps to preserve the best of what we have. In this case, we feel that Cobourg will not get what it deserves by accepting whatever VIA offers us. We should be willing to tell VIA what we want. Therefore, we request that Council pass a motion that says, since a subway connection, rather than a bridge, would better respect the aesthetic and heritage importance of our station and provide greater convenience to the travelling public, therefore VIA are requested to reconsider their current proposal.